books. Can't escape from the team, call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Sunday, December the 15th. We've got a big-time NFL card here with some hot matchups today as our featured coverage, of course. There's also NBA, NHL, college basketball as well. We'll talk about some games here over the next couple of hours. How'd you guys do yesterday with your selections? And, hey, how about the Army-Navy game? Maybe it didn't live up to the hype. Maybe it did, but nonetheless, it was an upset yesterday with Army getting the big Navy. Oh, I blew the lead there with Navy getting the win. I was going to, tease you guys a little bit. You guys had Army. I was on Navy there yesterday on the show. Not officially, I guess, is what I said. So I just default to what you guys wanted to do there with Army yesterday. But great job by Navy. Horvath. We talked about him, right? Who was the better quarterback in the game last night? Was it Daly or was it Horvath? 204 yards rushing, 107 yards receiving. Navy outgained Army 375 to 175. Did go over. You guys had it. Some of you anyway. And it was over for just the third time in 20 seasons. 20 of the last meetings between the two teams. But, there was some offense, most of it from Navy there last night in that big upset. There was also the bowl game, South Alabama over Western Michigan, 30-23. Davenport, 270 yards, stepped up for USA. Webb, big night, 6 receptions for 182, and they outgained Western Michigan 535 to 315 in the bowl game action. We did have some winners along the way in the FCS, including here on the show, South Dakota State getting the victory, also North Dakota State with the victory. But I found the going a little bit tough yesterday myself with the college football action. Let me say hello to some folks, and we'll talk a few more items from yesterday and then get into the football because we've got so many games now that we're all off the buys pretty much. Let's see who's in here waiting for the action today. Redbeard was first to open the doors. Thomas Lewis is here. Like this video, subscribe to our channel. Sports Money here on YouTube, fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Nicholas Handy is here today. And Curtis is here. Nice to have Curtis and Elliot as well. C. James ready to roll. And Doge is here today. Says we'll have a good day today. I had some winners yesterday in college basketball, but that was about it. I felt like that was my best yesterday with some of the college action and NBA Cup. It didn't quite work out for me there either, man. But yesterday we did have the winner with Atlanta and Milwaukee game to go under here on the show, but that was all I could manage with the two Emirates Cup games, the Bucs beat the Hawks 110-102, outscoring Atlanta 28-19 in the fourth quarter. Giannis kind of led the way there, and they'll take on the Thunder in the NBA Cup Finals. The line here, 4.5 for that game on Tuesday night. The Thunder are favored. The total 214 for the Thunder. They thumped the Rockets 111-96, outscoring Houston 34-27 in the fourth quarter. SGA, somebody called it in the chat, would have the monster. Yeah, it's easy to take SGA, but 32 points, including 20 in the second half. As the Rockets kind of struggled with their shooting, certainly 36.5%. So Thunder host Thunder and Bucks here in Las Vegas on Tuesday night. Thunder favored by 4.5. Good college basketball action yesterday. We were able to take some winners down for sure in college basketball. I had a heavy volume day, went 7 games over 500 with the premium plays. Some of the plays that we had I thought were pretty decent here. What happened is, again, the games that we're smashing, we smash pretty good. The games we lose are close, but we'll take it with a victory there with DePaul knocking off Wichita State. DePaul turning it around totally, a team that basically could not win 30% of their games over the last 4 years. All of a sudden, they're 8-2, doing a great job. We had a premium pick winner on DePaul. Texas A&M and Purdue yesterday. A&M picked up a victory there. St. Bonaventure over Providence, 74-70. Memphis beating Clemson in overtime yesterday, 87-82. Felt like kind of one of the games of the day there. And Dayton, we said Dayton wanted to make that a premium, but I didn't know what was going to happen with the total. But Dayton overcomes Marquette big time for a win there. We had Davidson as a premium pick winner here. Plenty of them to talk about, so I won't go too deep in them. VCU over Colorado State, premium pick winner. St. Mary's and Boise under, premium pick winner. Cal Poly, San Jose State, premium pick winner to the over there, and more winners along the way. Heavy volume, not going to belabor it too much, but UCLA did knock off Arizona 57-54, got the better of me in that one. And the big one, Connecticut over Gonzaga. We touted Connecticut here as our play on the show yesterday, and Connecticut 77-71. So yeah, they went 0-3 in Maui, but they're 4-0 since. As I said, they might be here. We had them on the show. I did lose the premium there on that game, though, trying to go over in that one. They couldn't quite extend it there down the stretch. So get into there are a few college games today to talk about. Mostly will be about the NFL. So we'll get into it right away. There are a lot of games actually to cover here. So let's see who else we got joining us here today, including Flea Mathis and Erica Taylor here. Nice to have Erica back. Here's Tom Reghard today. Elliot said he did not have a bad day yesterday. Like I said, I just hockey also, I couldn't really get it going. It was all about college basketball for me. We did find some winners on the ice yesterday here. I will say this. There were Team Steam consensus had Pittsburgh over Ottawa. I had Ottawa. Team Steam consensus had the Leafs over the Red Wings. I went with the Red Wings puck line. So I was in harsh disagreement with the consensus on some of those games, including that Army-Navy game too. But nonetheless, I couldn't come up with a few hockey winners, including the Blues and the Stars game. Under was a premium pick winner for me yesterday, and a couple of others as well. And I had some pushes on that card here. So who else is here today? Doubles. Nice to see Doubles here. Getting ready for the action today. Dre's here and ready to go. Gravy's here. Andrew G, hello. And let's see, Joe W's here. Art Thompson, Cash Kane. All right, gang, we'll get started here in just a moment, but I want to let everybody know that right now I've got a package of games already up here for the action on Sunday. Get my best plays on the NFL card. Hopefully, my other plays will be strong here too as we talk NFL football to get the show started. But to get my best plays over today, I have 8 games in the NFL in my premium package over at winnable.com. Pick them up for just a couple of dollars over there. My best 8 plays today on this card, going with, a little bit more than half the card, I guess. Give you a play on every game here in just a moment. But for just $20 a month or $8 a week, you can pick up my best plays over at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages. Again, if you use that promo code and get the 1 month, it's just 50 cents a day. That's how you support me here on the show and keep me coming back every day to do a show. I don't mind. I'd probably do it anyways, but that makes me feel good. You guys are following my picks. We did have a very, very strong day in college basketball, I'd call it anyway. With the picks. So I'll have picks today as well in college basketball, NHL, NBA, as well as that NFL package. NFL package already up right now over at Winnable. Okay, we're going to get rolling here. We got some steam right now rolling in college basketball. Won't be as hectic as it was yesterday with all those games, but there are a few rolling in right now. I think we should cover them here in just a moment. Western Michigan. Let me get this going here. Western Michigan and North Dakota State. We're seeing some steam here right now on the over in that game. It was 143.5 up to 144.5 right now. I think we've seen a couple of overs with those teams so far. Also, just moments ago, it was Idaho taking some steam against UCSD. Idaho was an 8.5-point dog, but they're going to be 8 here, maybe even 7.5 in this one. Idaho taking the steam at home against UCSD. Also, while we were in the intro, St. Louis and Illinois State college basketball steam here. They already steamed Illinois State in that game. St. Louis was a 2-point favorite and started to move towards Illinois State. Also, we've seen steam to the under here from 151 to 150 in the game between St. Louis and Illinois State. Also, Illinois Chicago and Arkansas Little Rock steam to the over at 144. It's now up to 145.5 or so. A pretty good move there. Illinois Chicago and Little Rock game to go over. All right, Old E is here as well. We did not get that consensus parlay there because of Army, Navy, and another game or two. So we'll try to do it again today. So if anyone enters any information in the chat, you can just say hi. You can make an avatar. You can put a period in there. That'll make you eligible for the drawing. We're 0-34 with our consensus parlay, having never hit one. It's become the big story throughout the YouTube land here, how the Morning Steam team cannot hit a parlay. So maybe we'll get that one today. Let's get into the NFL. D-Money is here today. Let's just roll with the NFL and get rolling here with the coverage. Hot card for sure. Especially with a 5-game window in the afternoon. Party time. All right, here we go. First up here, Commanders and the Saints in this one. You do have the Saints situation as kind of the lead here a little bit with Jake Haener taking over at quarterback in this one for the injured Derek Carr. So do have the Commanders a pretty substantial favorite here, a 7.5-point favorite on the road in this one. It doesn't feel like a number that Washington would be comfortable covering here, but Saints, toast at this point. They're just trying to play out the string here a little bit. And they'll go with Jake Haener here in this one against the Commanders. So still going to lay a touchdown here with a Washington team that comes in right now having lost 3 of their last 4 games after that 7-2 start. So they might be coming back down to earth a little bit, but for Washington, they are 6-3 against the spread in their last 9 games as a road favorite, although they're just 1-6 against the spread coming in off of a bye. For the Saints, they are 6-9 against the spread in their last 15 games as a home underdog. New Orleans is also 10-15 their last 27 games against the spread, coming in off of a win. So you got to look at the fact that the Saints were able to beat the Giants 14-11 before last time out. For Washington here, before the bye anyway, did thump Tennessee 42-19 as a 6-point favorite, snapping a 3-game losing streak. And what do you got here in this one between the Commanders and the Saints? Saints have won the last 3 meetings, putting up big numbers against the Commanders, but they haven't met in a few years. So the series has gone over in 7 straight meetings. Let's see if you have anything here. I know you do, with the Saints taking on the Commanders. Okay, let's see what we got. Washington will start. Washington gets started here. Thomas says take the Commanders in this one. Doge says got to take the Commanders here. Public Enemies on the Commanders in this one. Hello to Ray Otachi in the chat. Truth Teller, hello. He's my graphics. I don't know where I was looking, Truth Teller. I actually didn't see the graphics, but I'll find them. Lay it with the Commanders, says Cash Kane. Dre says Commanders and under. Man, this is heavy Commanders action here. It feels like. And Thomas says, I've seen enough. It's Commanders consensus play. I'll be on with you. I'll roll with that. I don't feel that comfortable laying 7 points, but I do like the total in this game. So for show purposes, I'll roll with the chat. I won't blame you if we and I'll you guys can take credit when we win this one. Look at this. Hard Tops, Commanders, D Money Commanders, Jermaine Commanders. Man, nobody wants the Saints in this game. Look, they'll have some opportunities. I don't Hayner is not, well, I don't know. I won't go that far, I guess. I want to look at the matchups here maybe in this one, but it is tough not only for whoever was in there. I mean, Washington is pretty tough defensively against this type of offense. And man, the Commanders can have their way, it looks like, offensively here. So I'll agree with you guys for sure. Yep, too many injuries, says Thomas, for the Saints coming into this one. It's not only Carr, but obviously their entire, their star receivers there. You guys are saying it there. Jermaine says just too banged up. All my favorite receivers are out for this team. And now Derek Carr is out, and the season's been over already here, obviously, for the Saints. So, all right. I get it. I'll take Washington as well. I'll lay a touchdown. All right. Doge says they're the Aints. They've got the bags over their heads. Futon Bet says, how about Saints first half money line? Okay, they could come up there and shock them there a little bit in the first half. Let's keep it moving here now, get into some better games maybe with the Dolphins here taking on the Texans. The Texans are 2.5-point favorite. The total here, 45.5 in this one. All right, I see what we got here with the Dolphins and trying here, I guess, Miami on the outside looking in at the teens. Let me fix that. Teens. Awkward. There we go. The Dolphins here on the outside looking in. The Texans are feeling pretty confident here. Looks like they're going to make the playoffs. want to win this one. This would be the big one for sure. It feels like for the Texans. They'll probably make it even if they were to slip up here, but this one would go a long way since they are favored here in this one over Miami. Houston coming off of a win last week against Jacksonville. They did not cover, though. Remember, they were favored by 3.5, and they won by 3. Miami off of a win against the Jets, and well, they really didn't cover either. They were favored by about 6.5. Remember in that game that was decided by that touchdown. So, yeah, it was a weird ending, but still, look who got the money. We'll see here in this one with Miami taking on Houston here. Houston, look, at home, they still can get it done, it feels like, right? I mean, what are we expecting the Dolphins? Have they all of a sudden patched things up here just with Tua back like this and, going to make a bit of a push here and try to find the playoffs against the Texans team that beat them? Now, granted, the Dolphins were a little bit shorthanded, but they did beat them last season. Let me see. Oh no, that was a preseason game, I think, 28-3. Now that I think about it, but see what you guys want to do here in this one with the Texans going up here against the Dolphins.
Team play.
Let me get this steam out here, and then we'll talk about the game. Miami just 6-8 in their last 14 as a road underdog for the Texans here. Texans 5-15 against the spread their last 20 games as a home favorite, 7-11 against the spread last 18 games off of a win. So the trends aren't necessarily there either, but the Dolphins are 0-5 here in their last 5 trips into Houston, although they did go 2-3 against the spread. Let's see here. Texas San Antonio is taking the steam here in college basketball right now. Texas San Antonio against North Dakota today. It was -1, but UTSA looks like they're going up to -2 here. UTSA is taking the steam. So Houston 3-7 against the spread as a favorite so far this season. Miami just 2-8 against the spread in their last 10. Who wants it less between these two teams? Now, look, maybe you would think Tua and maybe this offense can get going a little bit. Handicappers that I follow were heavy on the over in this game, but Miami's 1-5 to the under on the road this season. Houston's 1-5 to the under at home this season. So will these offenses turn it around and get it moving here all of a sudden in a situation where they are not going over? All right, I'll go to your comments here. Houston 1-5 against the spread, coming in off of a bye the last 6 times.
Team play.
Dolphins over, though, in 5 of their last 7 games overall. USF is taking some steam here tonight in their college basketball game against Loyola Chicago. This one being played in Milwaukee. Seeing San Francisco, they were -3. They're at least 3.5 or 4 right now. USF taking the steam here in college basketball. All right. Let's see what you guys have here in this one with the Dolphins and the Texans. You have Jermaine, I think, was talking about Taysom Hill back there too with the Saints. More injury woes with them, right? Trey is going to take the Texans here in this one, lay the points. I think that's what he means there, Texans minus the points there. Elliott says, give me Houston to win and cover the small number. That's the way I'm going to go as well here. I think I'm an unapologetic Dolphins supporter a little bit. Curtis is on the Dolphins here, but I don't know if I can do it here today. But it really does feel like could be within that score. Just Thomas is on Houston here. Everybody's on Houston, Rich says. I didn't know. I've got it pretty well split, but Fernando's on the under here. 9 Legacy. Good to see you, 9 Legacy here. Dolphins on the money line. Dolphins to cover. Thomas is on the under here. Houston first half spread. They're good money at home. And Public Enemy says Texans -3. They are 4-2 straight up at home. Also, Houston 8-2 straight up as a favorite. Dolphins just 1-4 straight up as a dog. Still got to factor that line in there. And the Dolphins are 3-3 against the spread on the road. That doesn't sound like, hey, what kind of trend is that? But again, you're 2-8 against the spread in your last 10 games. At least you're 3-3 against the spread on the road. It's really the best situation for the Dolphins this season. They have not been a good spread team at home. Matt's on Houston money line. Thomas says it's a consensus play with Houston. So okay, I'm on with Team Steam. I'm on with Team Steam today so far. Okay, I'm not against Team Steam like I was yesterday on those games. So I didn't mean to rub it in here. I give credit where credit is due when Team Steam consensus has the better of me. All right, Art Thompson's on Miami. Truth Teller says go under in this one. And like I said, right, I'm showing handicap. If you have the consensus report over on the community tab, I think it's there. I haven't checked yet, but nonetheless, I'm showing handicappers heavy on the over here. But like I said, I can't get away from the fact that the Dolphins are 1-5 to the under on the road, and the Texans are 1-5 to the under at home. Could always turn around. I know. Here's Doge on the Texans today. And Tremaine said, what were they on the spread? Yeah, I didn't want to say because you guys were saying that everybody's on Texas. I'm showing handicappers actually here favoring the Dolphins going into this game by a 17-15 margin. So that's what I mean. It's right down the middle, but paid handicappers are split on this game. All right. And Thomas Lewis says we're definitely we're laying the points. You mean there? I think we're on the Texans here in this one. Nate says Celtics to smash. All right. Here we go. Next up. Oh, boy. Well, we got the Jets taking on the Jaguars here. Somebody had to do it. And the Jets on the road here, a road favorite all of a sudden here with the crummy Jets against the Jaguars. And okay, I get it. Maybe the Jaguars here with Mac Jones in there isn't your cup of tea. They did finally win last time out. The Jets didn't win. They've still lost 4 in a row. But the Jaguars were able to manage a victory last week, 10-6, and they're getting the points here from the big bad Jets. I guess, again, here we go with the Jets. For some reason, we're betting them, I guess. I'm not probably here, but I probably won't mess with the side here on the show. I'm going to look to the total actually here with the Jets and the Jaguars, but you guys can put your play maybe in first, and I'll try to cover this game a little bit with the Jets here, 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games, 1-9 straight up, but they're expected to turn it around here today and get a road victory at lowly Jacksonville. Jacksonville snapped a 5-game losing streak with that win last week. The Jaguars are 7-3 against the spread. Their last 10 games as a home underdog. Meanwhile, the Jets 2-6 against the spread since firing their coach because they knew that would turn the season around. The Jets are 2-9-1 against the spread as a road favorite in their last 12 games, and they're 2-5 against the spread on the road this season. Jacksonville, like we said, good dog, a good dog so far this season, 7-2 against the spread so far when Jacksonville is getting the points. So I don't know. Do we really? Are we gonna all of a sudden the Jets? This is the one. You know, the one thing that I did say about Mac Jones, if we want to be, critical of him, but he's from Jacksonville. I mean, this is a last chance opportunity to do something with his career here, and whether or not he goes on from this situation or whatnot, he's just playing out the string for Lawrence here, but All right, let's see. I know I can't sell you on that one, but Jaguars have won 3 of the last 4 meetings. Jets are just 1-4 straight up and 1-4 against the spread. Their last 5 visits here to Jacksonville. Florida's always been a bad place for the Jets, whether they're playing Jacksonville or Miami. It's not been great for the Jets. I think you could even throw the Bucs in there, I think, in one of the games as well. So let's see what you're going to do, though, here with the Jets and the Jaguars. I don't want the Jets, you guys. If you guys want them, that's fine. There'll probably be a consensus play. I don't know. Let's see what we got here with Texans. Oh, let's see here. I went back too far. Here we go. Cash Kane here is on the Jets. We got Jermaine with a little prop action here with Adams and Wilson to go over and light it up here against the Jags. Art Tom says go over in this one. And let's see here. Thomas is on the Jets. Elliott says a low scoring game here. I gotta agree with Elliott in this one. I can't see look. We just saw the final score of that last game for Jacksonville. Yeah, they won. It was 10-6. And is Rodgers? Are these guys really going to go off all of a sudden? I think the Jaguars will harass against the Jets here. And let's see, Mac Jones INT here for Jermaine. That sounds good, Elliot. That might be the score, something right in there. Look, even if the Jets win, 19-17, maybe Jags can get the money. But all right, Dre on the over here in this one. And AOD liked the action. Hope you guys caught the action. I'm sorry I didn't mention it with the UFC coverage last night. I had a fun time watching it with the guys. I was just watching it. I was in the chat watching it. But how about Buckley stopping Covington with that cut eyelid? I started the night 6-1 with my full card picks on the undercard, but all I could manage was a split on those last 3 fights. I ended up with losing with Yanez, I think, and a couple of others. So I didn't finish the year out strong, maybe like you guys did yesterday, but I started off hot. I had Rodriguez opening fight in the ladies' bout in an upset there, and I went with Grant in that toss-up. I had Lima and Alvarez and Johnson. But once we got to the main card, sure, I had Sterling and I had Manel Cape, but all I could manage there was Buckley at the end. I tried to go with Billy against Cub Swanson last night. Cub Swanson, he looks like the guy that was drinking ocean spray cranberry juice while singing Fleetwood Mac and riding his skateboard, but he was able to knock out Billy Q in that co-main event last night. So, and I had Petrino and he didn't look good at all. So I could only manage a 3-3 on the second half of the card after going 6-1 last night in that UFC. All right. Rich says the Jets in this one on the money line. Hey, Skunts around. Nice. Here's Skunts says just take the Jags on the money line. I don't mind that at all. Skunt, I'm going to put that on my card, I think. Not my premium card. I'm not even going to give out the Jaguars as my pick. I'm just saying I'm going to bet them. And you guys can make them, do with what you want. Florida man parlay. I like this. Jaguars and Dolphins here. And Jermaine says the Jets to roll in here. 9 Legacies got it by a touchdown. And I think that's it for that one. So I'm going to take the under, though, in that game with the Jets and the Jaguars. Next up is the Bengals and the Titans. Right before I went on the air here, the steam came in on the under in this game between the Bengals and the Titans. So this total here is definitely lower than what's on screen here. Let me see if I got it right now. Well, there's still some 46.5s out there, but I'm going to say it's still 46.5. So they did send out the note on some steam to the under. It did concern me a little bit because I don't think that's going to be the case at all with these two teams today. I have a feeling this one's going to go through the roof in this matchup, right? We know the Bengals are going to be favored here pretty big at -5.5 or so right now on the road. So that doesn't feel real comfortable necessarily here. I mean, the Bengals aren't having a good season at all at 5-8, but Tennessee just 3-10. They can't cover any spread at all, it seems like. So maybe the Bengals will get this one by default here. Still, the Bengals are coming in here off of a win, so they defeated Dallas, of course, 27-20 to get the money last time out on the road. And for Tennessee here, they've lost a couple in a row now. They're just 3-10 overall. They fell last week in that game we just mentioned to Jacksonville. So let's see what happens today when the Bengals and the Titans meet up here. The Bengals, of course, that game was on Monday night, so that could be a little bit of a factor if you want to consider it. The short week here, Bengals 4-0 against the spread as a road favorite so far this season, 11-5 against the spread their last 16 as a road favorite. They're 6-1 against the spread on the road so far this season. Tennessee, they're 0-6 against the spread at home. We know they're 2-11 against the spread overall. It's actually they better cover a couple here or they're going to go down as one of the worst spread teams in NFL history right now. So we really expect maybe Tennessee to turn it around today. Handicappers were preferring the Bengals here by about a 2-1 margin in this one. There are other factors, other trends that kind of favor the Bengals, including 15-7 last 22 against the spread, coming in off of a win. Now the Bengals are playing terrible defense. That's why I was wondering about that steam under. Sure, they're up against Will Levis here, but yeah, even Will Levis has shown some progress here for Billy Levi's. And see if he can't help to get this one maybe to go over the total, because that's what I want to do. I think Joey B, this is a great situation for him to kind of keep lighting it up. Maybe a little bit of a pullback just because the Bengals are, on the road for a second straight game. That's, not exactly great when you're not a good team here. But, man, it does seem like he was still able to put up some big numbers here. Now, Callahan of the Titans, he was a Bengals coach for the last 5 years. So, there is a little bit of familiarity there, but man, the Titans are just one of the worst teams right now covering the spread, period. They are 9-6 against the spread last 15 as a home underdog. So, but 2-7 against the spread their last 8 games when coming in off of a loss. So, I would probably like the Bengals, but I don't know if I want to lay it here necessarily on the show or at a premium. I'm going to go over with the Bengals and the Titans in this one. The Bengals have won 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two. 7 of the last 10 meetings have gone under. And Bengals are 4-1-1 against the spread their last 5 visits into Nashville. See what you got here in this one with the Bengals. Going to start it off here with Thomas. He likes the Titans here, plus the points. Our Tom says go over in this one. Dre likes the Bengals here. And Cash Kane, Bengals money line and the over. Jermaine says any weather issues today. Most of the talk here, there is some, I believe, in this game, but I think most of the talk was in Cleveland, what the conditions were going to be there. I think Cleveland was the one that has the most. That's why you've seen the total dip in that Cleveland game. We'll preview in just a few minutes, but that's pretty much what we've seen, the total dipping in that game because of the weather conditions. Here in this one, it is low 50s with 10-mile-an-hour winds, so it should be a nice time there. And Bengals to win and cover, that's 9 Legacy's team. So Pollard expected to return. Big news here. Thomas says the Bengals are a consensus play. Uh-oh. All right. Well, hey, I agree with it. Like I said, I wouldn't even give it out here necessarily. I will be betting the Bengals. I planned on betting the Bengals here just because I can't not bet every game. But I wasn't going to look. You think I'm throwing out a billion plays. I wasn't going to throw that one out there, but I'll go with Team Steam consensus here. Elliot says the Bengals will win this one, but maybe the Titans will cover the spread. And also, Elliot likes the over here with me. All right. Elliot says they've gone 9-4 to the over here of late. So, okay, I'll take the Bengals. I'll go with Team Steam consensus here in this one. All right, here's a challenge for you. Man, the Giants. This is as big of a home underdog as the Giants have been in many, many, many years. Here is there going to be 2 touchdown favorites and then some against the Ravens here today with what is it, 17 right now and 42.5. So get your handicapper pants on here in this one in an NFL game and see what you can do with this massive favorite with Tommy Cutlets in there today. So that's also made the spread go up a little bit. Look, everyone knows the Giants. They always say, right, it's not the players that are tanking, it's the front office, and they make things a little bit difficult with their maneuvering of the roster a little bit, not shoring up certain things, and then you end up with this situation with Cutlets here in at quarterback. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, I mean, look, they're in pretty comfortable position at this point and are expected to win big here, so just get in and get out. Could that be the case here? But man, can the Giants really even get much going offensively here in this game? Let's see what you got, man. I don't know if there's anything we can really, truly cover in a spread like this. The Giants are 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games, 2-5 against the spread at home, averaging just 10 points a game at home in those 7 games right now. For the Ravens here, they're 11-6 against the spread. Their last 17 on the road. A little bit, with a spread like this, don't see road favorites at all in the NFL, really, with these kind of odds, certainly. But Baltimore just 3-3 straight up in their last 6 games. They've shown some vulnerability here in this one, but I have a feeling they are going to roll. I'm not sure the Giants are going to score more than 10 points. So 37-10, 27-10 gets there. That would be an under. But that still wouldn't even cover, right? 27-10 would be a push. So maybe the Ravens can get a little bit more than that. The spread's gone up 2 points, so I'm still going to take them here on the show with the Ravens today. Ravens are 6-2 against the spread. Or no, let's see here, 9-5 against the spread last 14 in their non-conference games. So let's see what you got. Ravens have lost their last 3 trips here, but again, that's over 10 years or so. So let's see what you got here with the Ravens taking on the Giants. Hello to Sean in the chat today. Thank you, Sean. Coming in with a little prop action. Thank you, my brother. Here's our Thomas is going to start us off here, I think, with the Giants. Thomas is on the under. Elliott's on the Giants. Everyone likes these points. They can't get away from it here, I guess. Just not sure. Can they score? Really? Let's see here. Ravens. Truth Teller says Ravens here laying the points. Maybe laid a good number at 15. And probably not as much on this game, right, is what I feel like. Here's 9 Legacy, at least with me. Nate Dogg's here. Hello, Nate. Nunya's got a couple of plays, and Nate the Great also here today. So I have a premium on this one with the total. So I am taking the Ravens here, -17. Again, I don't know. I guess I got to get over 27-10, huh? 30-10, 31-10, maybe. Joey Harb, hello. Ray Otati says it just keeps going up, up, up. And I don't know if I can go over. All right. And Johnny says, you know what? I'll just do the old period so I can get in the drawing today. So we'll see. We've already got a 3-teamer here with the consensus parlay. So, all right. Let's see. Elliot says Giants 2-11, but they did. Yeah, I like that. They have hung in there. He says in a couple of them, but still, right now Giants 2-5 at home against the spread, and well, the Ravens are at least 4-3 against the spread. All right, not the best of games. I got it. Here we go with the Chiefs on the road against the Browns. This is a kind of another record-setting situation here with the Chiefs, right? They're going with their failure in 7 straight games. The Chiefs, that's kind of unprecedented territory for a team that wins all their games and can't cover the spread. This is what's happening with the Chiefs, and they're in another delicate situation, it feels like, against Cleveland. In Cleveland with some weather conditions here. You asked about the weather. This is the one that feels like it has the weather. And this total's dipped down here to 41 or so. Right now, we're showing temperatures in the high 30s with a wind blowing between 15 and 17 miles an hour and some precipitation possibly expected towards the middle of the game. So will it be cold enough to get the field white? We'll see. It doesn't look like it quite will be freezing, but nonetheless, windy conditions in Cleveland today, so that could affect the offensive production maybe of the Chiefs here. As far as the Browns are concerned, look, we've still got Jameis here throwing all over the place. So why wouldn't the Browns just find a way to, piss everybody off and cover another game here when their season has been total doom here at 3-10 right now? So Kansas City, for whatever reason, they cannot get the number. They do just enough every time to get the win, and they're favored here by 4, and it feels like they probably will win by 3. Chiefs are 0-7 against the spread in their last 7 games. They only have 1 win by more than 10 points this season for this awesome team. They're 11-22 against the spread, their last 33 games off of a win. Cleveland, meanwhile, they are 6-15-1 against the spread, their last 22 coming in off of a loss, 7-4-1 against the spread, their last 12 as a home underdog. Kansas City's won 5 straight meetings between these two teams, going 4-1 against the spread. Although they are just 3-2 against the spread, their last 5 trips here, 7 of the last 11 meetings have gone over between these two teams. So see what you got here. We make fun of the Chiefs certainly with these wins, but man, the game against the Chargers, laying 4.5, they win by 2. They beat Vegas by 2 as a 2-touchdown favorite. They beat Carolina, remember, by that last second field goal is a 10.5-point favorite. So Cleveland here off of that loss to Pittsburgh 27-14 is a 6-point dog. Kansas City here 3-7-1 against the spread as a favorite overall. So let's see what you got here. I'm just going to end up taking the over, I think, in this one. I don't know if there are a lot of trends necessarily to support the over here. The steam actually came in on the under in this game, total currently at 41 flat, it looks like, for the most part here. I'll take the half a point off on there on the total, but I'm actually going to take the over in this one, even with the windy conditions. This is what we've seen, the total drop here, about 4 points, pretty much based on the weather conditions, but I'm still going to go over in this game. But I would imagine that Mahomes is going to be a little bit on the run, at least a little bit in this one. Here we go with
final.
R. Thompson's on the Browns here. Take those points. How about Thomas says, take Winston to throw the pick. Here's, what is his interception line? Is it 1.5? Cash Kane says, give me the Browns money line. Dre will lean to the under, but Nate likes the over here. Truth Teller likes the Chiefs to finally get a cover in this one. It's almost like they could cover by accident, or they could cover if they wanted to ratchet it up here, but probably just come down to a last-second field goal again. Rich says KC big. Doge says KC to roll. Chiefs to smash, says Truth Teller. Nunya says Chiefs by 30. Elliott will go with the Browns because of that Chiefs, non-cover streak right now. Thomas says they just need a quarterback in Cleveland at this point. 20-17. That we know where that one ends up. But I'm going to go over. That's an under right there. But I'm going to go over. And MAGA is here in the chat. How about it? I said last night, Colby Covington. He was the original MMA MAGA guy. And now he's fighting at 1 a.m. on ESPN2. So Colby fell quickly. I don't want to say that, I gotta love Colby, but all right. Chiefs are healthy, but it just doesn't matter, it seems like, right? Nunya? I mean, they just Chiefs cover for Truth Teller, I think he said there. Damon Waring, hello, nice to see you. And Nine Legacy says the Chiefs might be able to do it there. And Thomas says lucky Chiefs here. Julian with me here on the over. And good morning to Philly Eagle Flyer. Maybe wants to cover any of the soccer action today. We didn't even mention domestic league here. Oh, what's going on here? Well, I thought I had the game on here, and I got some old poker on I'm watching, and I wanted the big game here. What have I done wrong? Here we go. Also, check out Sub's video today on the Brentford-Chelsea game here on the Sports Money Network. He's got a preview of that. Minnesota Wild getting steamed here right now in their game here on Sunday against the Vegas Golden Knights. So the Wild were $1.25. Look like they're going to get steamed up to $1.30 or $1.35 here. The Wild taking the steam here. So, all right, you guys had a lot of opinions in this one, despite not a great game here, but Joey says, check the weather. I really feel like this is the only one. Oh, Carolina also. Let me see we'll see. That's our next game. So there is some weather in Carolina, I believe, as well. All right. I think that's it in that one. So I'm taking the over as my official pick here on the show with Kansas City and Cleveland. Next up, here it is, Cowboys and Panthers here. I'll check the weather first on this one because like I said, I think this was the other one where we had supposed to have some conditions here, but looks pretty good. Low 40s here, low to mid 40s, 5-mile-an-hour winds. So I don't think I have a problem with that for some football weather. Now, what I have a problem with is wanting to take the Carolina Panthers as a favorite for the first time in, I don't know what 32 games maybe here. The Carolina Panthers are a favorite. I don't want Dallas, but I guess if I had to take the old gun to the head, I'd opt for the gun here maybe with the Panthers 2.5 to 3-point favorite at home. The total 42.5 here in this one with Cowboys on the road against Carolina. So big news, Carolina's favored to win a football game, and you want them to win it by more than a couple of points here. I can't believe it. All right, see if you want to play this one with Dallas. Maybe this is the spot finally for Dallas here, getting points finally. It's hard to find it was hard to find those trends here for the Panthers in this role. So let's see what you want to do here with this one with the Cowboys here. Cowboys right now, they are 3-3 against the spread on the road this season, but they're 11-5. I'm sorry here. Make sure I got that right. 1-5 against the spread when coming in off of a loss. Dallas 5-8, Carolina 3-10. Dallas had their 2-game winning streak snapped last time out with that loss against Cincinnati on Monday night. Dallas just 4-9 against the spread so far this season. I mentioned 3-3 against the spread, which doesn't sound like much of a trend, but when you're 1-8 against the spread at home, then they might be in their best role here for the most part. Carolina also a break-even proposition against the spread at home this season, but I'll just take the total over in this game. Cowboys have allowed their opponent to go over their team total in 6 of their last 8 games. The Panthers have allowed their opponent to go over their team total in 8 of their 13 games here so far this season. So I'm going to just end up with the over here in this one, with Young playing as well as he has here right now. Give him credit at least at this point. Carolina here 9-4 to the over so far this season, so I will take the over. They're 5-1 to the over at home. Dallas also trends over 8-5 to the over overall, although just 3-3 on the road. So see what you got here. Dallas has won 8 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. They've won 5 of the last 6 trips here into Charlotte, but going just 4-2 against the spread. The under has come in 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. Handicappers are liking the over. I'm going to take the over as well with Dallas and Carolina.
Team playing.
Northern Kentucky is taking college basketball steam here as our running coverage continues. Northern Kentucky was a 3-point favorite. They're 3.5 or 4 here right now in their game against Norfolk State. That's Northern Kentucky taking the steam here on the Morning Steam Show. All right, let's see what we got here in the Dallas game with... How do you not take Dallas here, says Joey. I mean, come on. This has got to be the spot for Dallas. And Dre is going with the Cowboys here in this one. If I bet Carolina, I might not tell anybody about it. Man, not much here. Thomas is on Dallas. Here's a Panthers money line and over for Elliott. College basketball steam here right now real quick with Miami of Florida. The Hurricanes taking the steam here right now. Miami, man, they were a 16-point favorite. They're up to almost 20 here right now, taking the steam against Presbyterian today. Miami hasn't been great covering the spreads, and Presby, I think, has actually gotten a few numbers here, but Miami, a big-time mover here today, as many as 4 points already here on Sunday. All right, Ray is going under here in this one. R. Thompson's on the Panthers on the money line. Jermaine says, give me the Cowboys in this one. And Legacy, I think, is saying Panthers either 2 roll or maybe Panthers in this roll. Maybe that's what he's saying there. And Truth Teller on the over. And Elliott, no doubt, Panthers are playing well. They've been a better cover here for sure. So 5-1 though to the over at home for Carolina. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going over here in this one. Yeah, Panthers to roll, said 9 Legacy. How about that? Hello to Sub here. His name is Sub. Elliott on the Panthers here. Truth Teller giving the numbers there. Oh, that's that Texans game there. And Julian has his plays there in college basketball, UAB, San Francisco, and USC's taking on Montana State, and thinking about that, I'd rather see that as a football game. How about that? All right. bets and money coming in on the over. I think we're seeing a goal here, possibly. All right. For me, I'm going to take the over in this one. That's going to wrap up the morning game. So let's keep it moving here right now. With we're in the afternoon slate here, and an interesting one, right? With the Steelers taking on the Eagles here, and I don't know, this is funky because the Eagles, we know these teams don't meet frequently, but for whatever reason, the Eagles dominate the Steelers. Long term, big time, man. A long, do you guys know that the during the war, when there wasn't as many football players available and they had to consolidate things, they combined the two teams. Have you ever heard of the Steagles? Well, that's a true story. They combined the teams and they named the team the Steagles. During the war, when there wasn't enough players to go around, they just made a team out of Pittsburgh and Philly, and they named them the Steagles. All right, let's see what you got here. The Steelers are 10-3. The Eagles are 11-2. It's a hot game here for sure. Pittsburgh's won and covered 7 of their last 8 games here, and you got the old Tomlin as a dog factor, but for whatever reason, the Eagles dominate this series. Here, the Steelers are 0-3 straight up and against the spread their last 3 trips into Philadelphia. Here, let's see what else we got with the Eagles here. They're 4-1 against the spread at home so far this season. They're 6-3 against the spread during this 9-game winning streak that they're on right now. Eagles have gone over their team total in 6 of their last 8 games. The Steelers have also gone over their team total in 6 of their last 8 games. Now Tomlin, we know it's big time. He's an underdog here. You got to take Tomlin here, but like I said, for whatever reason, this has been kind of a Philly dominated series. So let's see what we can do here in this one with the Steelers and the Eagles. Now, they do meet quite frequently in preseason, or I think every year in preseason, but not to be confused with the regular season. Some of those Steeler wins in there. So, all right, let's see what you have here. You got a Steeler team 10-3 against the spread, 5-0 against the spread as an underdog, and Philly just 1-4 against the spread at home, like I said. So not the best roll here. Here's Arkansas Pine Bluff taking some steam here right now in college basketball. Pine Bluff against Texas. It was 41. It's down to 39 here. Pine Bluff. Here we saw yesterday, right? It didn't work going against Penn State in those 40 points. So, all right, give me what you got here on the Steelers. And I kind of still want to take Tomlin here, that maybe it won't be a situation where the Eagles can get the touchdown win. Now, we know the Steelers offense will be hampered here, down in the wide receiver core at this point. I mean, a key player is Pickens, and with him out of the game here in this one, definitely hurts this offense right now. And you got Jalen Hurts does have that finger issue as well. Now, I don't know how it's going to affect him necessarily, but, missing some of his offensive players here as well. But let's see what you got. I'm really willing to go and see what you guys have here in this one. I like the total was a premium in this game. So let's see what we're doing here. And Jermaine says Sirianni is 16-2 straight up as a single-digit favorite. Is that right? Okay. As Truth Teller says, Steelers are great in the role here, no doubt. Thomas says he says maybe just in those division games where Tomlin maybe is in that great role, I think. And Pittsburgh can pressure Hurts maybe in this one. And Dougie says the Steelers are done. They can't win oh yeah, no, they're for sure done here. I mean, the Steelers right now, I feel like they're in. We know that, but they're not going to be able to catch the Chiefs and the Bills. No. Our Tom's here. Let's see here. Nope. Matt D's on Pittsburgh here. Thomas says the Eagles can win the game. Eagles and under here for Rich. Money and tickets on the over here in this one. All right. I feel like I'm taking the Steelers. I would almost say, wow, wouldn't you just jump at this as a premium? But I'm just going to take them as my play here. Gravy, though, says they can win this game outright. Dougie says they're cooked. I think the injury to Pickens is a big deal, as Thomas is mentioning here. 9 Legacy says they can cover. Elliott's on the over, but Nate the Great says the Eagles will roll. Cash Kane says this is a defensive battle in this one. And Damon's a little behind us here, but Dougie says the public may be big time on the Eagles in this one. All right. I'll take the Steelers here, plus these points today. Eagles just haven't covered spreads at home, and you still got the Tomlin factor. I think that's what'll do it for me. Next up is the big game of the day with the Bills and the Lions, and the total is 54.4. 54.5. I think that is the biggest total of the season is what they were saying. So, quite honestly, the biggest totals of the season never go over. I'm not being flippant about it. It just seems like it's a fact. Whenever it's the ones that the high scoring games are the sneaky ones, it feels like. When you get these high totals, it just doesn't go over. In fact, NFL games with a total of 51 or more have gone 2-15 to the under in the last 6 years. So especially in these non-conference games, it has even more of a tendency to go over. And when the home team is favored as well, I said over, I meant under, has more of a tendency to go under. So non-division games, home team favored, high total, it's been an under almost all the time. 2-15 to the under in those games. So look, I get it. I mean, you got the great teams here, possible Super Bowl preview and everything. And look, Buffalo's going to have a chance, it feels like, in this one, right? We've talked about Detroit. Are they getting any healthier? It kind of doesn't feel like it right now. It almost feels like they need a breather a little bit, or maybe they could be susceptible to just one game where the Bills, we just talked about the playoff situation a little bit. You got to think the Lions are in their own situation, but the Bills are a lot more, they're further behind the Chiefs here. They've got more work to do if they're going to catch them. It doesn't feel like they will, but all right, this is a great game nonetheless. Handicappers heavy on the over here. I'm showing cappers by a 3-1 margin on the over here in this one, but the steam came in on the Bills actually in this game. Was 3 or 2.5 down to 2 here for the most part, it feels like. So what do you got here in this one? Two teams that not only win but cover the spread. Detroit 8-2. ATS last 10 games 8-3-1 against the spread as a favorite. The Bills are just 1-2 against the spread as an underdog, even though they've covered 7 of the last 10 games overall. So go ahead and let's see what you got here with this big game between the Bills and the Lions. Great 1 o'clock, or 4 o'clock window here on the East Coast today with the 5 games. Lions with their massive winning streak here coming in. We know Campbell, all kinds of positive trends here against the spread, certainly. Also 14-4 against the spread, last 18 in these closely rated games. For Buffalo here, 2-3-1 against the spread. Last 6 is a road dog. 5-6 against the spread. Last 11 coming off of a loss. Not positive trends necessarily, but I want to take the Bills here in this one. Let's see what we got. I think we started here with Truth Teller is on the Lions here. Also, Art Tom's going with the under, I think, maybe in this one, is it? Here's Ray with the Lions first half money line. Subhuman says Lions first half, halftime and double result, or halftime and full game, I think. Yep. Elliot loves the matchup for the Bills. I'm taking the Bills as my play here on the show. Elliot's on the Bills. Dougie says the Bills win. Johnny will tease him here. Redbeard says take the Bills on the money line. They almost feel like a contrarian underdog, or a public underdog here a little bit. Gravy is on Buffalo here. Buffalo money line. Billy Eagle Flyer says watch out for OT. Thomas says that's a lot of people on Buffalo. Take the Bills here as a consensus play. We'll take them. +2 in this one. Nate DeGreat on the Bills. Rich says they'll have an advantage in the coaching department. 9 legacy Bills to win and cover. That's a lot of Bills support. I thought I was going to be a little bit more on an island here. They were talking about the island last night, but everyone's on the Bills. Wow, the Lions are contrarian, at least to our chat. All right, we got to keep it moving here. A few more games to go with the Colts taking on the Broncos here in this one. The Broncos come in 8-5. The Colts come in at 6-7. We still got to lay some points here with the Broncos on a 3-game winning streak here at this point. Broncos 10-3 against the spread so far this season. 6-0 against the spread as a favorite for the Broncos. This is their role, it feels like right now. Denver comes in here 4-0. What did I say? 4-0 is a home favorite, just 4-2 against the spread overall, but they failed twice as a dog at home early on. So last 3 meetings have gone under between these two teams. The Colts come in here 3-1-1 against the spread as a road underdog, but just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. The Colts are 13-9-1, last 23 as a road dog. Colts have gone over in 3 of their last 4. These AFC South teams haven't done well in non-division games as a road dog so far. They've been kind of outclassed. Denver is 5-1 to the over as a favorite, but man, I don't know. Can the Colts really get much going against this Denver defense here? Sure, they haven't been as strong. And Denver, I know they've been scoring a lot of points lately, but I'm going to end up on the under here, I think, in this game at 44. Denver allows their opponent's team total to go under in 8 of 13 games. Let's see what you guys have here in this one. I don't know. I like Denver, but I don't know if I can give them out here at this point. I will bet them. I'll be betting Denver, but I don't know if I can recommend them. See here, I'm trying to find. Here we go with Thomas is on Denver. Our Thompson is on the over here. Colts for Doge. And Elliott likes the over here with me. That makes me feel good. Look, he's been eyeing this spot. Right? A little bit, Ken Richardson. And I'm still kind of a Richardson, I don't want to say backer or supporter, but Bo Nix, look at these numbers. here as a favorite, but Truth Teller says I'm still on the Colts and over here. Redbeard maybe on the Colts. And Elliot said, I'm on under. Did I make that clear? Let me be clear about it here. I am on the under in this game. Let's see here. I think we have a pretty solid number here on this. Okay, here it is. So over the last 6 seasons, both these teams are coming in off of a bye in this game between the Colts and the Broncos. Over the last 6 seasons, when both teams come in off of a bye, it is 2-17 to the under. So it only happens about 2 or 3 times a year, 3 times maybe a year on average. Both teams facing each other come in off of a bye. The under is 17-2 over the last 6 seasons. So I'm gonna take the under here. Usually that would probably put me on a premium, but I'm just not sure I like the side. I'm betting Denver. I'm not recommending it. I think that would probably be a good enough trend for a premium on that under. I'm taking the under in this game. This team did come in on the over in this one, but thank you, Nate. Nice to see you.
Good play.
All right, I think that's it for you guys on this one. I'm on the under with that stat. Not the only handicap. I mean, there are other challenges here for sure for the Colts offense, it feels like, in this one. Hello to Wine Time in the chat. Couple more here. My Chargers will take on the Bucs. Doesn't feel like the best role for the Chargers here, right? As a home favorite, but hey, Chargers 8-5, Tampa 7-6 here coming into this one. Chargers a 3-point favorite, total 45.5. Chargers 8-1 against the spread as a favorite so far this season. The Bucs have been a good cover as well. They're 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. So they're getting the points here coming into this one. Oh, there we go. Let me take a look at some of the numbers here with Tampa Bay, 9-2 against the spread. Their last 11 as a road underdog, 3-0 straight up off of the bye right now. The Buccaneers coming in with wins here. In their last 3 games, they were able to beat the Raiders 28-13. They beat Carolina, didn't cover in that one, but covered easily. Remember, taking on the Giants on the road. The Chargers, meanwhile, coming in off that loss to Kansas City, they did get the money in that one. Chargers have been a solid under so far this season. 4-9 to the under overall, but 3-3 at home, 4-9 to the under overall. So it just goes to show they're 1-6 on the road to the under, but at home, maybe the score is usually a little bit higher. And Tampa Bay is 8-5 to the over so far this season, 5-2 to the over on the as an underdog. So I'm going to end up taking the over actually in this one. The Buccaneers have gone over their team total in 10 of their 13 games so far this season. And I'm going to take the over in this game as my pick here. I'm probably going to bet the Buccaneers, but I don't think I'm going to recommend them here. See what you guys want to do in this one. Bucks and Chargers. Here's our Tomps going under, but Dre goes over. And Tom, yeah, but you know what? Good news here is I think, let me check the status because pretty sure we got McConkey back in here for the Chargers. So I'll be pulling for him here. Let's see, still questionable. I think he's going to make the lineup, though, today. Herbert's still on the injury list. Bosa, probable. Chargers here for Elliott. Likes the matchup and the spot for the Chargers here. That'd be great. Thomas says, what do the Chargers look like? And Johnston finally had a decent game in that. I don't want to say it was even a decent game, but as bad as he has been. Elliot says it's on the over here. Redbeard says Bucks as dogs. That might be where you want to take them. I probably will take them. It'll probably be a close game here. Both teams in the 20s, says Dirty Reg. All right, I'm taking the over here as my play with the Buccaneers and the Chargers. You know, Baker can still put up some numbers here. It feels like. There's Joe T in the chat. Good to see Joe there. That Harris game came through, huh? 1-0 final. All right. I think that's it for that one. Nothing else from the chat. I'll take the over. We got one more here on the main card, on the afternoon card, with the Cardinals, a 6-point favorite against the Patriots in this one. Well, okay. Cardinals 6-7. Patriots 3-10 here in this one. Still got to lay a touchdown here with the Cardinals today. That doesn't feel too comfortable, but we know the Patriots are pretty bad here. Both teams are on a 3-game losing streak coming into this one. For the Cardinals right now, come out of the bye and lose 3 in a row. That's not what you want to do. They are 18-13 against the spread, last 31 off of a loss, but man, it wasn't good last week, man. Murray was throwing those interceptions early and often in the loss against Seattle. They got blowed out of there. They also lost to Minnesota. 2 of their last 3 games have been against Seattle. For the Patriots here, they're 11-22-1 in their last 34 games as an underdog, but maybe this is a spot I kind of want to hang with the Patriots here. It feels like, and take a touchdown. I just don't feel like the Cardinals are a touchdown better than anybody here at this point. Patriots, they are okay on the road at 3-3 against the spread. They're just 3-6-1 overall against the spread. They've actually been a little bit better as a road underdog. Arizona 1-3 against the spread as a favorite. So I'm just going to take a touchdown here in this one and figure that Arizona, I don't know if they're going to put 20. You think they're really going to score 27 points here in this game or whatever it is? I don't know if that's going to be the case here against the Patriots. Now the Patriots might not score very many either, but they better play some defense if they were going to hang here in this one. So, all right. I don't know if I have too much on this game. Patriots are 5-1 last against the spread last 6 meetings. That's straight up and against the spread last 6 meetings. But again, this non-conference game, I don't know if I'm going to put too much into that, even though they've won their last 3 trips into here. So it's just a matter of Cardinals. I mean, this offense is not great either. They've had 300 yards or less in this little stretch of losing games here, losing games for the Cardinals, not really putting up very many yards. So I'm not sure they can get a touchdown here in this one. I like the total a lot, if you can tell. On the side here, I'll just try to take the Patriots. Here we go with Thomas is on Arizona. Nasty Nate says the Patriots, of course, will smash. Here's our Tomps on Arizona in this one. And cards to roll here for Doge. Elliot says it's all about the Cardinals here. Cardinals getting a little momentum here in the chat. Here's Dre on the under. Lenora's here today. Good morning. All right. I'm on the Patriots here. My premium pick is on the total in this one. So please check it out over at Winnable. It's just a couple of bucks to get my 8 best plays today. Thomas likes the under here in this one. All right. Man, we got to step on it here. Last game, Packers and Seahawks. A good game here tonight. This could be a preview of the opening round of the playoffs. So this exact matchup, Packers at Seahawks, is what it could be. Now, it depends what's going to happen. I think in the last week of the season, for the Seahawks if they can earn the home game. But right now, I feel like this is going to be the matchup in the first round of the playoffs, the way it's going. So, anyways, the Packers on the road here against the Seahawks are going to be favored in this one on Sunday Night Football. So, all right, Packers come in here having won 7 of their last 9, covering 3 straight games, but Green Bay 3-11-1 last 15 games as a road favorite, 1-2 against the spread this year. Not a great role for them here. Seahawks, maybe the hottest team in the league since coming in off of that bye with a 4-game winning streak here right now, covering the spread every single time. Now, they did play Arizona twice. They did it to the Jets, and they took care of San Francisco. So Seattle hasn't been great at home, 2-5 against the number. But right now, since that bye, the defense has been ratcheted up, if you will, and allowing just about 17 points per game here right now in this hot streak. So the defense is playing well. This feels like the right spot for me for Seattle to get a win here. I would think money line here tonight. Kind of want to go premium, but I think I like the total even better, actually. So Packers do come in with extra time. Remember, they played the Thursday night, so they've had a rest here a little bit. And look, they can kind of keep pace here, I think, a little bit in this one. I would think we could see plenty of points in this game for Seattle here. Let's see. Seattle 4-1 against the Packers the last 5 meetings here in Seattle, but just 2-1-2 against the spread. So I like Seattle. I like Seattle as my play in this game here. Again, they're hot right now, one of the hottest teams in the league, no doubt. And that defense is cooking, holding teams to under 300 yards for the most part during this streak here right now. So see what you guys have in this one. Going to start it off with Thomas on Green Bay. Rich is on Green Bay. Dre's on Seattle here. Elliott likes Seattle here as well. It feels like it's going to be back and forth, huh? Art Thompson's on Seattle here. And Thomas says they got the 12s. Okay. Joey, right? Joey? Let's see here. A truth teller likes the over here in this one. Truth teller, don't be giving away the
final
Ramon's picks here. Todd Clinton in the chat. Nice to see you. Says, I expect bad Gino here today. Truth teller says Gino finds a way to screw it up. Nine Legacy, though, says take the Seahawks. And Fernando says, ba-doo-doo-doo, ba-doo-doo-doo. Go, Pack, go.
team playing.
Elliott says Seattle goes under in this home dog roll. Yeah, I don't know, though. It feels like as long as the weather's clear, and I think it is, even in Seattle tonight, I would think this one might just be wild enough that they might actually, maybe Green Bay wins it by a point. I've got a wild one tonight. All right. We got to get going these other sports, but thanks everybody for your help on the NFL. All right. Matt on Seattle. I think I got a few more here. Truth Teller says they can't keep this up, can they? No, but I think we could see a nice matchup here tonight for DK and Lockett against Green Bay, frankly. And Josh Jacobs, I think he can run strong here for sure. All right, that's it for the NFL. Appreciate it. let's get to these other sports here right now and see if we can't get it cooking and get done with the show. Check me out today at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific on the Nuke the House channel on YouTube. I'll be giving out a few more plays here, actually. So please check me out over there, as I'll be joined by Holden Kushner, over at Nuke the House channel at 12:30 Eastern and 9:30 Pacific. All right, let's go here to the NBA. We have 7 games on tap here, including some of those makeshift games, as I kind of piecemeal the schedule here from the teams that didn't make it to the Vegas tournament. Let's start it off. We're going to go quickly here, if I may. Start off here with New Orleans taking on Indiana in this one. Indiana just 11-15 right now. New Orleans about, I don't know, it feels like at least they have a sign of life, or they have a pulse at this point right now. They have lost 3 in a row, but they were able to get the money in each of the last 2 games against Sacramento and Seattle. So at least they've covered, I guess. Can I say that? Here against an Indiana team that is not covering. They're 4-11 against the spread as a favorite so far this season. So I don't know. I think at this point I'm willing to try to maybe come in with the Pelicans here in this one, plus the points. The season series kind of points to New Orleans, and also season series also points to the under, but the steam did come in on the over in this game. Speaking of steam, I do have a move here coming in right now on the early game here with Navy and Virginia Tech. Extra game, top of the board. Total moving to the over here from 139. I think it's probably going to go up close to 141 or so with Navy and Virginia Tech. Also, just moments ago, the Carolina Hurricanes are taking steam in their game against Columbus. It was 320, but now it's 350 or higher. It's going to be one of those games. Probably put it in all the parlays. Just throw in Carolina is what people are going to end up doing probably in that one. So, all right, let's see if you guys have anything in the NBA today here with New Orleans and Indiana. I'm taking New Orleans here plus the points in this one. Pacers aren't covering anything. At least New Orleans covering a few games here of late. 9 Legacy is going to be with me here. Rich says it's a blowout today with the Pacers. And let's see here. Elliot's on the Pacers as well. And truth to us, I'm out of it. I can't get that far. No, for me too. That's why I just kind of pass along the maybe my plays a little bit here. But New Orleans is also 4-1 against the spread. Last 5 meetings against Indiana. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone under, but Indiana's been going over here at home, 8-3 to the over at home this season. So give me New Orleans here in this one. Next up, Celtics here. Celtics here, I think they were expected to smash. It says it's 16.5, so I guess they are, Nate. Against this team. Might even be up to 17 here right now. This total is stale for sure. This one has taken off here in the last few minutes with steam to the over. It's up to 233.5 here in this one right now. Man, that might be I'd probably just go with the total over, I would think, in this one. This has always been an over series here of late. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over here. And, it's funny. We talk about Boston. This is that one situation, right, for Boston that usually this is the one where they don't get the money here right now. It's almost predictable. Here, boy, only if it were that easy, right? But right now for Boston in this situation, they've dropped the spread in 10 of the last 11 games when coming off of a win. So I'm going to go over here as my play, but you know what I'm probably doing. I mean, it's hard, but might be on Washington here, even though they're not really getting the money too much. They did get it last time, though, against Cleveland, covered 16 and a half and a 10-point loss. They also covered 11 and a half against Denver. So, look, not pretty. Washington has this bad spread record, but Boston, whatever reason, we know when to play them and we know when to not play them. It feels like the only problem is here they're playing Washington, who doesn't cover any spreads. So I'm just going to take the over here. These two teams aren't necessarily, going over right now, but with the steam going over here, this has been a runaway total here at this point. I would imagine Washington just gets there on the back end, 125, 115 type of game. Here we go. Any comments here from the chat? Celtics and Wizards. Boston money line and over is one way to look at it. Rich Stubbs says Boston will cover this one. I just can't do it. I mean, it just seems like right now when they're coming off of a win, you go against them. All right. For me, though, I guess I kind of gave it away what I'm doing in the premium land here a little bit, but I'll take, at least on the show here, the over with Boston and Washington, mostly based on their series history. A little bit here in the fact that if it is going to be, a smashing here by Boston, whether it's by 10 or 15, if I'm going to get there with the Wizards, we know it's going to go one way. It's not going to be like, 110 to 100 or anything. All right, Timberwolves and Spurs here. You got the Wolves on the road here, 4.5, 14.5 here in this one. San Antonio's covered the spread in 5 straight games in this series, so I don't know why they wouldn't be competitive here tonight in this one. This has been a long-term domination in this series. The Spurs have won 31 of the last 35 games in this series. Now, the Spurs were maybe better a little bit before over the last few years, but they've resurged again here, obviously, with Wembanyama looking pretty sharp right now in these last 2 games here for the Spurs. Wins over Portland and New Orleans are so good. They're favored usually by too many points now, and they can't get the number. But here is an underdog. I think this is a much better spot here for the Spurs in this one, maybe even to get a win here. They're 9-6 at home so far this season, and Minnesota just 6-7. So I don't know. I think this one's hot for the Spurs, actually. I'm going to take the over as my play here. San Antonio, 14-11 to the over, 7-3 to the over in their last 10. Minnesota's been a solid under for sure right now, 2-8 to the under in their last 10 games. But I'm going to end up trying the over here in this one. San Antonio's gone over in 4 straight games. I like the side in this one for sure. Sports money is money. Justin says he's got the Timberwolves first half, and Elliot's on the Timberwolves. So you guys aren't maybe seeing it the way that I am here in this one. All right. I'm going to keep it rolling here right now and take a look at the Timberwolves taking on the Suns here. Suns, a double-digit favorite tonight by 11, and the total 230.5. Suns come in 13-11. Portland still just 8-17 here right now. Phoenix has won 9 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams here in Phoenix, but Phoenix is Portland's jumped up and knocked them off a couple of times, I believe, here of late. These two teams have gone under in 5 of their last 6 meetings overall in this one. Portland here not doing much of anything, not winning here anyway. They finally got the number against the Spurs last time out to end a non-cover streak, but we know they're on a big losing streak here right now coming into this one. So, but Phoenix is pretty bad against the spread too, just 4-8 against the spread at home so far this season. So I don't know, maybe Portland can get the money here in this one. For Phoenix here, they are 5-7 to the under at home, mostly an over team so far this season, but Portland just 4-8-1 to the under on the road. So I'm going to end up here taking Portland plus the points and just figure right now Phoenix, they don't cover very well. And man, it's tough to back this Portland team, but I like the total. I like the total, so I'm going to have to make a pick one way or the other. But I think I'm going to be using the total here tonight. Let's see if you guys have anything in this one. No, I'm going kind of fast here, guys. Oh, here's the Blazers for Rich. Okay, I got Rich with me at least. Maybe Elliot's on the over here. Ray's with the Blazers too. All right. But Elliot says Suns big time. And Elliot says they can't even get they can't get 10.5. These guys aren't covering much at all. At least they are 13-10. Against the spread. I think they've been underdogs in all their games but one. They're 13-10 and 1 against the spread as a dog. That's what it is. All right. Keep it going here. And next up, Grizzlies and the Lakers here. Actually, the Lakers have had a pretty good run of things with the Grizzlies. LeBron still questionable. Probably doesn't look great here for him tonight. But Anthony Davis, he will be in here tonight in this one. Got a little hockey steam coming in right now. We're still going to preview these hockey games, but we're seeing steam to the under here in the Columbus and Carolina game. It could move down here to 6 right now. It was 6.5. We already saw the steam come in on Carolina. Now steam coming in on the under here in Columbus and Carolina.
System play.
All right, Memphis here and the Lakers. What can we do with this one? Here with the Lakers. Obviously, they've had a good run of this series. They've won 7 of the last 8 meetings here between the two teams in LA. Memphis comes in on fire with a 4-game winning streak, covering the spread in all of those games here right now. So can they kind of buck the trend of the Lakers always knocking them off here at this point? Memphis has won 10 of their last 11 games overall. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over the total. So far, Memphis has been a solid over team. 17-9 to the over overall, 8-3 to the over on the road. The Lakers, though, have gone under in 8 of their last 10 games, but this series history tend to go over. It is a pretty high number, however. So let's see what we can do here in this one. I'm going to take the over in this game with Memphis and the Lakers. Pretty high number. I get it, but let's see here. We got Fernando going under, but here we've got Justin. He says Grizzlies first half. Elliot says take the Grizzlies here. Bets and tickets are on the over here, says Elliot. And Ray says go with the Grizzlies in this one. Yeah, Lakers aren't getting any numbers here, and maybe they've had a good run against Memphis, but Memphis is playing, right now, with this Memphis program, if you will, this is about as good as it gets, and they are looking great here. And we know the Lakers are having all kinds of issues right now, especially with LeBron out of the lineup with this injury. So Wisconsin, Milwaukee taking a little steam here right now in the game against Akron. I was going to preview that one, and I like Akron in that game today, so I guess I'll just wait on it. It was a pick, but we're seeing Wisconsin, Milwaukee up to a 1-point favorite or so, maybe even 1.5. So I like Akron against Wisconsin, Milwaukee. I'm pretty sure Akron wins those games when they take on the Horizon. So I'm going to take Akron in that game. But we'll get to the college basketball in just a few minutes here. We got a few hockey games we're going to look at here as soon as we wrap this card up. Let's see here. Our Tom's likes the over. Rich says Memphis and over in this one. Philly Eagle Flyer. Little action in France here. We just saw a final coming out of France just moments ago with Nice and Montpellier tied, finished 2-all. Okay, Thomas says no one's taking the Lakers. Come on. Who are we kidding here? Consensus play, Memphis Grizzlies. Thank you, Thomas. I didn't want to do it, but I tell you what, this isn't one I'm not going against. I'd rather bet the consensus here with the Memphis Grizzlies. I guess I agree. Maybe I was going to save them as a premium, but I'll just roll with Team Steam in this one. I want to build my confidence. You guys were dogging me yesterday, taking the opposite teams that I was. Maybe I've lost my touch. All right. Let's see here. Is that it? No, one more, right? Oh, a couple. No, what we got? Did I miss one here, you guys, with the Knicks and the Magic, or do I have the times right? Did we do the Knicks and the Magic? Okay, here we go. I think I just had it out of order. I'm sorry about that. Here we go. I got to do this one. This one's at, let me just say here, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, since I screwed up the times here. You got the Knicks on the road. This schedule, right, with the write-in games made it a little bit tough, I guess. Now, here we go with the Knicks and the Magic here in this one. This has been a pretty solid under series between these two teams so far. 4 of the last 5 meetings have gone under when they met here in Orlando, and 8 of the last 10 meetings overall have gone under between these two teams. You got the Knicks favored here on the road, but Orlando is 9-1 against the spread at home so far this season. Now they're 3-6 against the spread overall as an underdog, but the Knicks are 5-8 against the spread on the road and 10-12 against the spread as a favorite. We know Orlando still on fire here at this point, right? And they're at home winning games. So we'll cover it here. I just want to mention, because I just mentioned that Milwaukee steam that came in against Akron. Now the under is getting steamed here right now with, these teams have had a few overs so far this season, but it's getting steamed here. The under 154.5 is going to turn into 153.5 or even lower here right now. So, okay, continue on though with this intriguing matchup with the Knicks and the Magic here. The Magic are 7-2 to the over here as an underdog, and the Knicks are 8-5 to the over on the road. But like I said, this series history pretty solid on the under. We've seen Orlando producing a few unders here for sure of late. Whoops. Ugh. Make sure I got this right. Okay, so Orlando does, like I said, they go over a lot as an underdog, but I don't know, with this series history going under, I'm taking the under. I feel a little bit contrarian here. I do like the side, obviously. You might be able to tell, but let's see what you got here. Fernando, you got to give us a free play. I'd only gave out 20 plays here so far, my friend. All right. Elliot says the Magic usually will stay within this type of number, and he likes them here. Fernando does like the over in this one. I'm against Fernando. Oh, no. Elliot's on the over, too, and I just gave out the under. Oh, well, I'm stuck with it. I'm stuck with the under here. Look, there's no doubt these two teams are going over a little bit more frequently than they're going under here, but like I said, 8 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under. We've seen Orlando. I think one of the things of their success here has been kind of that defense. Now, they did go over in each of their last 2 games, a very similar number here. It seems like when the total's in the 215 range, it goes over, and when it's in the 210 range, it goes under, but I'm still going to go under here and maybe learn my lesson a little bit. All right, and one more tonight with the Mavericks and the Warriors here. You got the Warriors here, a dog here right now. Dallas, a 3-point favorite, 229.5. The Warriors have always enjoyed a bit of an advantage here against Dallas over the last few last couple of years. Golden State's won 6 of the last 7 meetings here between these two teams, but Dallas is hot right now for sure, even though they lost last time out in that game to OKC. Still, Dallas comes in pretty darn hot, having won 7 of their last 8 games coming into this one. So still, Warriors, they seem to enjoy this matchup for sure. Now, Dallas is 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games, but the Warriors are 7-3-1 against the spread as an underdog this season. Dallas tends to go over for the most part, but they are 6-10 to the under as a favorite. Warriors are 2-8 to the under as a dog. I'm going to end up on the under in this game. Golden State's been going under quite a bit here. The Steam came in on the over, but Golden State's gone under, like I said, 6 of their last 7, 8 of their last 10 here right now. And I think when Dallas is favored, it has a tendency to go under. So I'm going with the under in this game with Dallas and Golden State. See what you guys want to do in this one. Okay, make sure I got it right. Here we go. Thomas is on Golden State here. And Elliot says this is a roll that, that was on the Magic game back there. Thank you, sir. Justin on the Warriors here. Fernando on the under. Elliot's on the under as well. All right. And I'll take the under here in this one with Dallas and Golden State. That's it for the NBA. Got to move quickly here. Let's go to the NHL tonight. And we got some plays here for sure with the Islanders taking on the Blackhawks here in this one. Islanders 12-12-7. Chicago 9-19-2 here coming into this one. Cue up the hockey here. The Islanders are coming in off of a win against Chicago last time out, just 3 days ago, 5-4, as the Blackhawks were able to get the puck line in that one. As part of that, right, the final score there, 5-4. It's still usually an under series between these two teams, but man, it's at 5.5 juice to the over here right now. Chicago's 10-17-3 to the under so far this season. The Islanders have gone under in 7 of their last 10. 16 of the last 21 meetings between these two teams have gone under. So, man, the Blackhawks here, against the puck line, Islanders are just 2-13 against the puck line overall this season. It's going to be hard, right? Well, Blackhawks still, you got to lay $1.60 or so to get on this puck line, and I know it was flailing away on some of those puck lines yesterday. It's $1.75 here, but I'll take the Blackhawks. I'm going to try it again here. More puck line action with these home dogs right now. Steam coming in here real quick. College basketball, Montana State and USC. We're seeing this one. Like I said, this sounds like a better football game at this point. But Montana State and USC, Steam to the over here. 140. It's turning into 142 here. A little bit of move here to the over with Montana and USC. Montana State and USC. All right, I'm taking the Blackhawks plus a goal and a half, minus $1.75 or whatever it is. And we've got our Tomps on the Islanders here. And it could be a draw, says Fernando. Elliot says the Islanders have won the last 2 against the but they were both 1-goal games. Rich went with the Warriors back on that NBA game. Here's Islanders money line for Philly Eagle Flyer. Blackhawks have been struggling here, no doubt. They did beat the Rangers, though. Rich on the Islanders, and I'm going to take the Blackhawks plus a goal and a half. All right, next up, it is the Blue Jackets on the road here against the Hurricanes here in this one. You've got the Blue Jackets 12, 13, and 5. Hurricanes come in 18, 10, and 1 in this one, but we saw that steam come in, and right now they're up to 375 at DraftKings are the Hurricanes. So, well, that's a pretty steep line, especially with the Hurricanes here. They, definitely win this series. 5 out of the last 6 meetings. Columbus has lost 3 straight games to Anaheim, Washington, and Philadelphia here. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Yes, maybe we've seen Columbus. They're a big-time over team so far this season, but last 10 games are just 5-4-1 to the over, and Carolina 3-6-1 to the under overall. But 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams, like I said, have gone under. The steam came in on the under here. It says 6.5 on screen. Yeah, maybe there's still some 6.5s there. But it is at least juice minus 120, it feels like. But I'm also starting to see 6 over 15 here, 6 over 12 at circa right now. So I would think that form kind of holds up. I would trust the under more here than maybe the side. But Carolina here, 14 and 13 on the puck line, but Columbus 14 and 10 on the puck line. I don't know if that's going to be quite enough here for me in this one. And I'm going to go ahead and lay Carolina here minus 1.5 on the puck line today. Don't think I'm seeing quite enough from Columbus at this point to even consider the puck line here. Let's see what we got here. Hurricanes and under here for Elliott. And 9 Legacy. I think all of 9 Legacy's plays are in there. R. Tomps likes this one to go over. And Philly Eagle Flyer says, how about taking the Blue Jackets here plus 2.5 and go over 4.5 there in regulation. Is that a parlay there, I think? All right. I will take the Hurricanes in that one on the puck line. Sabres taking on the Maple Leafs here. Sabres 11, 15, and 4. Maple Leafs 18, 10, and 2 coming into this one. Again, you have a situation here where, yes, maybe the Maple Leafs do pretty well in this series, but Buffalo's covered the puck line in 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams and 5 of the last 6 meetings coming in here to Toronto. Now, Buffalo's on that long losing streak, but they did get the puck line against the Rangers. They got the puck line against Winnipeg. No doubt they're struggling here for Toronto. They did lose last time out, falling to Detroit 4-2, but did beat Anaheim, didn't get the puck line. They beat New Jersey as a dog here. So, oh man, I think it might take Buffalo here at plus 1.5, minus 150, and think they can probably hang in here and get the puck line. Let me check the goalie situation as well and see if I don't mean to whip through it so much, but we got so many games. I think we're just about done here. You see, it should be noted there, Toronto with Hildeby just has 2 starts this year, and I do think it will be Hildeby here. So that is definitely something that I'm factoring in. And Reimer here, just 5 starts this season. We're seeing some other backups as well here today, but Sorokin, though, is likely for the Islanders in that game. All right, I'm going to take the Sabres here on the puck line at plus 1.5 at minus $1.50 here in this one. And let's see what we got. Fernando going under. Elliott's on the Leafs. R. Thompson's on with me, the Sabres puck line here. Yeah, I think we're seeing the... No, I think that's fine. Okay, I will take the Sabres here on the puck line in this one. All right, let's get through this here. Rangers taking on the Blues here tonight with, like I said, some backups and possibly in here tonight for the Rangers. Quick 5-13-1. The Blues here 14-14-3. Blues have lost 2 straight. Right now, they lost to Dallas. They lost to the Sharks. Rangers are coming in off that 5-1 loss to the Kings, or I thought the Kings were going to be in a pretty good position. When these two teams have met, it's been the Blues kind of with the upper hand a little bit. Surprisingly, the Blues here have won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams in St. Louis, and they've covered the puck line in 4 out of the last 5 games here against the Rangers as well. That makes sense, but 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. But St. Louis definitely has been an under right now this season. Last night, we had one of our winners anyway, was on that St. Louis Dallas game, right? As everybody played last night pretty much, so I'm not too worried about it. Rangers, of course, like I said, that 5-1 game against the Kings, but I'm going to try the under here, even though this is a series that have seen some overs. St. Louis is 4-7-2 to the under at home, and 9-13-4 to the under as a dog. So give me the under here in this one with the Rangers and the Blues, even in this backup goaltending situation with Quick likely in here. Neither of these guys are confirmed, but you got Quick, a 2.39 goals against average, playing pretty well when he's been given his opportunities this season in relief of Shesterkin. He's got a 92% save percentage. Hofer 6-3 with a 2.92 goals against and a 90% save percentage. So give me the under with the Rangers and the Blues. All right, let's see here. Blues here for Philly Eagle Flyer. All right. And let's look last here at the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Minnesota Wild. In this one, you've got the Knights here on the road, an underdog, Wild minus 135. Golden Knights have had a good series here against Minnesota. They've won 5 out of the last 6 meetings between these two teams, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be necessarily backing them here tonight. Knights are coming in off of a loss. They were on a winning streak, then they lost to Edmonton 6-3 last time out. Minnesota comes in here 4-1 straight up their last 5 games at home. Coming into this one, they did beat Philadelphia last time out 4-1 here. So let's see what we got here in this one. Minnesota's gone under in 7 of their last 8 games overall right now. Got anything in this one, let me know, and we're going to do a couple college basketball games here real quick. Elliott is on the Wild here. And I think that's what I'll do as well. Give me the Wild over the Knights here tonight. I might be on this total, so I'll just leave it at that. All right, that's it for hockey. Let me run through a couple best college basketball games today, and we'll do the drawing, get out of here. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. Join me in 75 minutes over at Nuke the House channel. I have a few more picks today in NFL action here, but let's go to the top of the board with Temple taking on Hofstra here in this one. I gotta I might like the side and the total here. Let me see what I can do in this one here real quick as we get started here. A little bit of college basketball. All right. Hofstra, 2-point favorite in this one against Temple. Hofstra's been a pretty nice cover here, if I'm not mistaken. They've won their last 2 games here, covering the spread against Norfolk and Arkansas State. You got a Temple team here that's 0-4 against the spread on the road coming into this one. Temple 3-1 to the over so far as an underdog. I think Hofstra probably wins this game by more than 2 for sure. In this one, Hofstra's 3-0 straight up at home. Temple's 0-2 straight up on the true road. I think there might be a couple of neutral site games in there that I might be lumping in here, just looking at the log here real quick. But Hofstra's 3-6 to the under so far, but I think this one's going over. I like Hofstra and the over in this one. I'm going to do a double play here with this game since it starts in 45 minutes here. Hofstra could have been a premium here, but let me just give it out like this. I've got Hofstra and the over here. I'll parlay them up. I'll parlay here even today. I'm going crazy. Elliot says Hofstra's done a nice job here right now. I think Joe likes the over here with me. How about that? Joe and I are on the over. That works. Elliot's on the over here as well. So we're off and running here. I got about 5 or 6 games here to look at. Just talked about it, right, with Akron and Milwaukee in this one. With Milwaukee, a favorite here right now. Let me make sure I got the spread right after that steam came in. Yeah, Milwaukee's still 1.5 or so. And the total 155, but I like Akron here in this game. This has always been a pretty good situation, Akron against these Horizon teams, if I'm not mistaken. I'll try to bring it up here and cover that. But nonetheless, I like Akron here to win this game outright. We've seen some overs from these teams so far this season, but I'm going to stick to the side here. Give me Akron. They come in 6-2. Milwaukee is 7-4 here so far. Akron, though, is on a 4-game winning streak with wins over Northern Kentucky, Alcorn, Omaha, and Lamar. Milwaukee's 3-1 against the spread at home, but I'm going to take Akron here in this one. All right. Curtis likes Milwaukee here. Elliot says Akron has struggled on the road, 0-6 in their last 6 games on the road. Thank you, Elliot. Thought I had a win in there. Oh, it might have been. Maybe it was a non-division one. Let me see what it was. I thought they had a road win. But you're the one doing the work there. Yeah, they lost that to Arkansas State. Pretty good team, though, from what we've seen so far, right, from Arkansas State. All right, here we go. Any more here? No, nothing on that one. Okay, so I'm on Akron here in that one. Georgia Tech taking on Northwestern. This game is being played in Milwaukee here as part of an event. So you have Northwestern here favored by 6. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game between Georgia Tech and Northwestern. You got Tech coming in here right now with a record of 4-5. Northwestern is 7-3. They've looked pretty good in some of these games, but this is definitely just mostly a neutral site game. Northwestern maybe can claim a little bit of home court here in this one, but let me take a look here with these two, because pretty sure I'm going to take the under in this game as my pick, despite the fact that we've seen the steam kind of knock this one down from 138 to 1. Oh, wow. It's still 139. Maybe it should have been a premium. I like the under here for sure. Georgia Tech and Northwestern. It's up to 139 or so here right now, so I don't mind that at all. Northwestern is 3-4 to the under as a favorite, but it's Georgia Tech 0-4 to the under as an underdog so far for Georgia Tech. So I'm going to take the under here in this one with Georgia Tech and Northwestern. Okay, I think Thomas is on Northwestern here. Elliott's on Northwestern. Curtis is on Northwestern as well. Joe's going to lean to the under. Elliott likes the under with me. Here's that Arkansas State team we just talked about. Yeah, they've done pretty well here, it feels like, with that game against Memphis that we kind of had them. We did have them in that game. Their losses are to Alabama, to Rice, to Hofstra, but they beat Memphis here this season. They beat Akron. They've had some good games. They're not awesome, but right now Arkansas State comes in 8-3, UAB just 5-5. Still, UAB may be the better team here, but I like what I've seen with this 3-game winning streak for Arkansas State. Even though they failed to cover twice as a dog, they are 2-0 against the spread as an underdog here so far. So UAB 3-5 against the spread as a favorite. And I want to take Arkansas State here as my play on the show against UAB. And Elliott likes the under here in this one. And I got one or two more here real quick. Then we'll wrap up the show. San Francisco taking on Loyola Chicago. This one's in Milwaukee. Loyola Chicago comes in undefeated at 8-0, but the steam came in on San Francisco. They're 8-2. They're on a 3-game winning streak here right now in this one. So we'll see what Loyola Chicago, can they extend this winning streak here right now to start the season. So far, you have Loyola Chicago coming in here just 3-4 against the spread overall. San Francisco's 5-4 against the spread. These teams have kind of trended under so far this season, but got my play here just a moment. There we go. All right. And I'm going to end up taking Loyola Chicago here, getting these points. Look, give me 4 points with this undefeated team here right now, and what I think is going to be a lower scoring game than 139. It's definitely on the table for a possible premium here, but just going to wait here real quick, and I'll take Loyola Chicago plus the points in this one against USF. Elliott's on Loyola Chicago. Joe leans Chicago and over here. Thomas likes Loyola as well. All right, and finally, Montana State taking on USC. We talked about that widely reported steam just came in here moments ago on the over in this one with Montana State and USC, but good. I'm not feeling it. I mean, if anything, I kind of like the under in this game. That's going to be my play win this one. But Montana State comes in 5-5. USC comes in 6-4. But it's been Montana State been the much better cover here so far this season. They're 6-3 against the spread. USC, meanwhile, is just 1-6 against the spread at home, 2-8 against the spread overall. These two teams are going over. I can't tell you they're not. Montana State 3-0 to the over as an underdog. USC 4-2 to the over as a favorite. But I've got the under now. It's going up. It's like 142.5 at some spots. I've got the under for sure in this game. It feels like a premium actually, but I'm just going to do it on the show here. I'm not sure about the side yet at this point. Probably apt to take Montana State here tonight, but my play here is going to be on the under with Montana State and USC. I like it pretty good. Joe T likes Montana State. Elliott does like the over, though. No doubt. Hey, these teams are going over so far.
Final.
All right, that's it, gang. That's it for the morning steam. I'm a little winded and bushed here, and I want to watch football. So let's get to the drawing here today and see who's going to get that. I think it's a 5-teamer here today. You can get my best picks over at winnable.com. I have an 8-game package over there right now with my best NFL plays. If you want what I think are my best plays in the NFL, go to winnable.com for a couple of bucks. You're going to get those plays and then some if you subscribe for a week for $8, or how about a month for $20? This is how you support me coming here on the channel every day and talking a little sports with you guys, sports and sports betting here on the Sports Money Network. Support me by going to winnable.com, click the QR code in the upper lower right-hand corner on this panel on the screen, and that'll take you to my sales page. You see it right there, what it looks like. Comes right up on your phone. It's very simple, very easy, and you'll get my plays. You can put on the notifications even. I'll have more plays today in NBA, NHL, college basketball. Probably right after I get done with this show, you'll start to see those early games. So check me out over at winnable.com. We're definitely going to bet more than this NFL, but my NFL plays are up right now for $2. All right, let's get ready for the drawing here. We have 52 of you entered in for the drawing today. Thanks for everyone. Will this be the day? I think we got a 5-teamer in here, if I'm not mistaken, with our plays, and here they are from Thomas. Oh, let me bring back my let me get on camera here. There we go. Hey, I did it right for once. 4 consensus plays. Oh, it's 4. Oh, no, there's 5, right? The consensus plays here. Washington. Oh, maybe Thomas said one other one in the Washington, Houston, Cincinnati, and Buffalo. And then there was also the Memphis Grizzlies. Yep, 5. Here we go, 5. I just said them. Those 4 that you see on the screen, plus the Memphis Grizzlies. So someone's going to 5-teamer here, 20-1. You figure we're going to get maybe, hopefully, 300 views on this video. So could we see the winner get $60 here? Let's take it. Let's roll it. Justin, Fernando, Todd, Andrew, Wine Time, Damon, C. James, AOD, Doubles, Philly Eagle Flyer, Jermaine again. Jermaine wins again. We are dying to give Jermaine a little prize for all of his great support and all those nuggets in the chat today. Could today be the day? Let's hope we get a bunch of views and Jermaine can win maybe $60 here. You figure we've got a 5-teamer, right? 20-1. Let's go. How many ever views the video gets right when that first game goes off at whatever it is, 10 a.m. here in Las Vegas. So I figure probably only get a couple hundred, 250 maybe here, but say we'll take that, right? Won't we, Jermaine? Let's do it and let's get the monkey off our back and get that winner on a 5-teamer today. Good luck to Jermaine, and thanks for everyone for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 Pacific with more morning steam. We'll have double the coverage, Monday Night Football, double coverage here, Monday Night Football here on Monday night. So how about that? Thanks, everyone. Art Thompson, I know, huh, Art Thompson? You'd think you'd be, I mean, you are in there. I mean, that's how it works, but I never say Art Thompson. Art Thompson. All right. That's going to do it, everyone. Thank you so much here. And I felt like I was a little tired after that UFC and all that college basketball. So it was an okay show. But the picks, if they're good, that'll be what makes a great show. So catch it here tomorrow on the Sports Money Network. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Steam, it's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the mother.